Hey guys, I have a deck tech for you. The main draw of this deck is for this card right here, Mindslaver. This is probably my favorite card in all time in Magic. Basically because you can gain control of target player's turn, so you can look at their hand, make the decisions for them, even look at their sideboard if you want to. So let's go ahead and look at the creatures for this deck. I have a playset of Etherium Sculptors. This is mainly for the artifact spells you play, cost one less. So it is sort of Blue's way of ramping up for artifact spells. And they are actually pretty good later on with another card. I have a Myr Battlesphere. Mainly put in for fun. You do get 4 1/1 Myr tokens, and you get to pretty much deal a lot of damage with this guy. So I like it. You can replace this with any big artifact that you like. We have 2 Wurmcoil Engines. Again, I just love Wurmcoil Engines. I think they should be put in pretty much any artifact deck if you play them. And the Death Touch Lifelink is good. Lifelink is really good for this deck because it does give you a couple extra turns against aggro decks, and it can really turn the game around once you get this guy out. I have 2 Steel Hellkites. Steel Hellkites are great. They're a very good way of artifacts, a way to destroy things that normally you can't destroy in blue, such as enchantments where you can bounce, but usually blue cannot destroy enchantments. So I put 2 of these in. With the lands in this deck, you can bring this out pretty quickly. We'll go over the lands in a sec. But Steel Hellkite's ability allows you to destroy a lot of cool stuff. So I put 2 of these in. I have 2 Treasure Mages. There's a couple of artifacts in this deck, as we have seen, that have higher than 6 mana cost. Mindslaver is definitely one of them. But if you need the Wurmcoil Engine or the Steel Hellkite, you can definitely use these as well. Phyrexian Metamorph, I put these in because you can clone any of your artifacts. You have to be careful that you do not clone Mindslaver because it is a legendary artifact, and I do forget that sometimes. But you know, having another Wurmcoil Engine or another Steel Hellkite really puts pressure on your opponents, so I like these. Phyrexian Metamorphs are great. Then I have 3 Grand Architects. Grand Architects are here mainly for the mana ramp. You can tap pretty much an untapped blue creature you control and add 2 mana to your mana pool. You can only use these for artifacts, but this is an artifact themed deck anyway. So you can tap these, you can tap your Treasure Mages, you can even tap your Etherium Sculptors for the mana. You can get the cards out pretty quickly. So Wurmcoil Engines and Steel Hellkites and your Mindslavers do come out pretty quickly. For non-creature spells, I have 4 Mindslavers. This is the main theme of the deck anyway, so you do want these to come out as quickly as possible and often as possible. Mindslaver is a fun card. I really love it because once you gain control of your opponent's turn, you can basically try to find ways to mess up their turn, make them lose the game. It's a lot of fun. This is why this is my favorite card in Magic. I have 2 Prototype Portals. Prototype Portals allow you to copy and continue to copy any artifacts you have. Be careful when you copy Mindslaver that you sacrifice the first one first, because it is a legendary artifact. But even early in the game, if you have no cards, you can continue to copy your Etherium Sculptors. You can copy any of your other artifact creatures, which allow you to keep control of the game. And basically, if you do copy Mindslaver, that is the game ender right there, because you continue to gain control of your opponent's turns. For control, I have 4 Negates. The reason why I put Negates is because a lot of my players that I play with use removal such as Obrings and so forth. Negates will counter them, and overall they're just good cards. I have 3 Vapor Snags. These are really for early on in the game. If a creature is continuing to beating you down while you are trying to ramp up, Vapor Snags will help you out. They lose a life, that's extra, but really it's just for extra protection in the beginning. Argivian Restoration. This is definitely not modern legal, but as you can see, it allows you to take target artifact card from your graveyard and put it directly onto the battlefield. So if you actually get milled or anything like that, or countered, you can actually put some of your artifacts for cheaper and actually use them immediately. These are really good with Mindslaver because instead of the 10 mana that you would normally use to play it, you can actually use 8 mana, which is not too much of a difference, but it does help out later on in the game. I also have 3 Disperses. They bounce back any non-land permanents. These are good, again, for anything that you need, any problems that you have with any decks. So they're pretty much an answer-all card to whatever your opponents are playing. And then I have 2 Expedition Maps. These allow you to search for land cards. We will see the land cards in a sec. These are definitely important because there are certain cards that will help you with your mana, such as Cloudposts and Glimmerposts. For lands, I have 4 Glimmerposts. Glimmerposts are great for 2 reasons. 1, they pump up your Cloudposts, and 2, they give you life. And the life that you do gain, even though maybe not that big, it really does help against aggro decks in the beginning. So Glimmerposts are great. I have a playset of Cloudposts. Cloudposts are unfortunately banned in Modern, so you might have to replace your lands with the Urza lands if you want to make this Modern playable. But Cloudposts, definitely super powerful card. You really do get mana really quickly from these. You want to use your Expedition Maps to pick these out really quickly early on in the game. And basically, once you get 2 or 3 and then you have a Glimmerpost out, you do not have to worry about mana for quite some time. I have 2 Buried Ruins. I put these in mainly for a cheap way to bring artifacts from your graveyard back into your hand. Again, because of the Glimmerposts and the Cloudposts, you will most likely have the mana to use its ability and use the artifact immediately. So, Buried Ruins, 2 of, really good card. And then the rest are islands. So I hope you enjoyed this deck. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and please subscribe if you want to continue to see more deck techs and more booster pack openings. Let me know if you have any requests. Thanks for watching.